dismantled the Pistons to the tune of 133-87. That was the final score. That is not a misprint. So Vooch led the way with 22 points. DeMar right behind him with a cool 20. But eight players got to double figures in this one for Chicago. Just a casual 46-point margin of victory. So I think Perk would say that's a time to carry the hell on. I think he would say that. DeMar DeRozan, though, he has reinvigorated the Chicago Bulls this season. And as he told me last week on this show, he isn't going to sell this team short. He said this team, quote, feels like they can play against anyone, and the goal is to compete for a championship. But for DeMar, the path, it hasn't been easy to get here. It included thorns of depression, of loss, and the betrayal of a trade. So our Jamal Collier has more.
Got some breaking news coming in.
The Bulls beef up a dangerous starting lineup.
DeRozan is special. We don't appreciate him enough.
With a late career renaissance at age 32, DeMar DeRozan is better than ever.
DeRozan got it again!
Another big shot in the fourth quarter from DeMar DeRozan.
You cannot deny me on that basketball court, no matter who you are.
DeRozan leads Eastern Conference guards in All-Star voting and has asserted himself into the MVP conversation, as the Bulls have gone from early season surprise to setting their sights on title contention.
People saying I was washed for the last few years. That's my motivation.
For DeRozan, it's a second chance on a team that feels like a perfect fit.
Thank God we got DeMar DeRozan on our team.
He's made leaps as a player, even if he's still the same mid-range scorer that you remember.
Here's DeRozan, quick trigger, mid-range.
He can take over games.
I like that.
When he made his first Eastern Conference Finals with Toronto in 2016, DeRozan thought this might be a regular occurrence.
It's official now. It's the greatest season in Raptors history.
Now, he marvels at all that's happened since. The early playoff exits.
So for the third straight year, Toronto eliminated from the postseason by the Cavaliers.
A trade to San Antonio he never wanted.
I felt like I wasn't treated with what I sacrificed for 9 years.
Off the court, he's dealt with the death of his friends. Nipsey Hussle.
I was being in front of the fans.
DeMar DeRozan seems to be in a great place.
Now it's all come back around, and DeRozan has his best chance at a championship in years.
DeRozan to win it!
DeRozan spins Park Porter for the win. Got it again! DeMar.
You have to take a hard route just to get back to the clear path.
So DeRozan and the Bulls are back in action tonight on ESPN against a Nets team they've handled thus far this season. So Chicago is 2-0 against Brooklyn while holding the Nets to 101 points per game. So Brooklyn's fewest versus any opponent faced multiple times. And DeRozan has starred with 28.5 points per game versus the Nets on some efficient shooting. So this is a star-studded matchup, no doubt. The Bulls core, DeMar, Zach, Vooch, Lonzo taking on the Nets' big three for just their second time for the Nets together this season. That's assuming that nobody rests. So, Mr. Lowe, starting with you, the most important player in tonight's monster Eastern Conference clash is...
James Harden, assuming nobody rests. To me, James Harden has been the bellwether of the Nets season. When he looks like peak James Harden, and it seems like he always does for 2 or 3 games, oh, James Harden's back. They're really hard to beat and impossible to stop. When he looks like, James Harden, like 15 points, 8 assists, doesn't get to the line, they're a mortal team. They're a mortal offense. So I'll go with James Harden. If he doesn't play, I'll go with DeRozan because the Nets switch a lot, and he can feast one-on-one against those switches. But I'm going Harden.
Richard?
Me? Okay. I'm going to go with Kyrie because right now the Brooklyn Nets, they're 0-8 versus the top teams in this league, and they have not been winning a lot of close, or they haven't been close either. And the one thing that everyone pointed to was that, oh, well, no Kyrie, no this. Well, here you got it. You got the big three versus the top team in the conference, and you're on the road, which is really the only place that you're going to be able to see Kyrie thus far. So if we're going to start talking about can they win a championship with him only playing half the games on the road, well, randomly in the postseason, this would be a must win for the Brooklyn Nets. So I think Kyrie is the most important person in this game, even though he's not 100% himself yet.
It might be a must-win anyway if they're already in an 0-2 hole for the season against them, Perk.
Yeah, it is. But I lost my train of thought because I know I got to go Google the word. What was it, bellwether that Zach used? I got to go Google it. That was too strong for me. But look, I think when you look at the Brooklyn Nets offensive firepower matched with DeMar DeRozan, Levine, even Kobe White, Alonzo Ball at times, they cancel each other out. To me, the guy that's going to move the needle for both squads and have a good game tonight. I'm looking at Big Vucevic. And the reason being is because he opened up things for everybody else. He's also been playing at a high level. I know that he's not averaging 20 points, but it's too many nights that we're seeing 20 and 18 and 14. And he's protecting the rim, and he's mixing it up now, where he used to always want to stretch the floor, but now he's actually embracing the role of being the center position, not just offensively, on the defensive end. He's finally sliding those puppies. He's going verticality at the basket. He's blocking shots. He's rebounding. I like Big Vucevic to be the, the unsung hero tonight.
Well, and that could be a little bit of a mismatch there, depending on how the Nets go. Nicholas Claxton, that's a tall task for him. Lamar leather pants today, but Kyle Kuzma took it to a whole nother level. Perk, are you rocking this? Are you rocking this, Big Perk?
Absolutely. First of all, I'm not in shape to rock something like that. I got to watch. I'm in baggy clothes stages right now, and it's okay. But look, he can rock whatever the hell he want to rock the way he's playing right now.
Well, I mean, can we get an extra large for you, though? Because you said you'd rock it, so I have got to see that. But you're right. He's been balling on the court, too. He's been dropping at least 20 points for a career-high 8th straight game after scoring 29 in this one. So Kuzma is averaging 26.6 points and 11.3 rebounds per game during this run. So is he your most improved player, Perk?
He's in the conversation.
You can do what you want when you popping.
No, but you're not going to keep tricking me into this. But I tell you what, he is balling. He's definitely in the conversation right now.
All right, well, Kuzma's former Lakers teammate, then, we got to talk about him, too, because Brandon Ingram, he hit the game-winning three with 3/10 of a second left to beat the Timberwolves. He went for 33 on a night and made 6 threes. So, RJ, are the Pelicans, they are game and a half out of the play-in right now. Can they make it?
It's the play-in. You got 30 games left. If I say no to this, that's a level of disrespect that is sad. But I think that they can, but they need to get healthy. That's all there is.
Well, and they need Brandon Ingram to continue to play like that. And, Zion, too. All right, so the Clippers, they came back from down 25 points to beat the Nuggets, their NBA best 5th 25-point comeback in the last 4 seasons. That's including the playoffs. Here's Nuggets coach Michael Malone on the team's blown lead.
Yeah, Michael, you said the loss is on you or you'll take responsibility for it. But what is the frustration level from the guys in the locker room?
I don't know. You got to talk to those guys, losses like this keep me awake for weeks. I think today's NBA player, they're worried about where they're going out tonight or, what's going to happen. But, I can't speak to that. I wasn't in there hanging out with them after I spoke to them briefly.
I was also at that game, but I didn't go out afterwards because it's me and I don't do that. So, Perk, what do you always say about current players?
They're too sensitive.
So are you on the same page as Michael Malone here?
I'm kind of straddling the fence for the simple fact that I haven't really heard Michael Malone take accountability for a lot of things he has done as well. Like, I watched the game last night. He didn't make any in-game adjustments. He didn't put Jokic in position to be successful. He saw Ty Lue switch up his defense. He didn't do nothing either to put those guys in position. So at the end of the day, I understand the players have to play, but at some point, Michael Malone has yet to come on air and say, you know what, I got to take accountability. And another thing, going at Jokic, I've been watching him lately, and his body language stinks. When things start going wrong, you see him dropping his head, you see him pouting. I saw him throw a pass out of the double team yesterday. It was a horrible pass, by the way. He dropped his head. He jogged up the court frowning. Like, Michael Malone and Jokic, y'all are the leaders of this team. At some point, y'all got to be held accountable, too, for what's going on in Denver.
Well, at the very beginning, though, of what he said part of that's on me. Michael Malone did say that, right?
Yeah, but this is, okay, let's give you a little inside of coaches talk. I'm going to say, oh, I'll take that loss, and then go on to berate your players. And like, you know, that's common. And look, Mike Malone has done a very good job, you know, Michael Malone has done a very good job with you know, the way he has developed his team. That being said, they are shorthanded. So you can have swings both ways. And I know that the Clippers didn't have that. But to take a shot at your team, that's his job because he's got to run his locker room. So I have no problem with him saying that. But I do find it a little bit, you know, different when coaches like to say, oh, I'll take this one, because they only truly do it when it's based off their player performance. Because they don't want to just go in there and kill their players when the players should get killed. You were up by 25. Don't talk to me about coaches' adjustments. The plan was working great when we were up by 25. The players most likely did not complete the plan the way it should have been. They got a little lackadaisical, and then that's where you get that press conference.
Yeah, but I can understand if this was our first roller coaster with Michael Malone, Malik, and RJ, but I mean, this is not his first time calling out his team. Like, I can understand a coach doing it once or twice throughout the year, but he's done it on multiple occasions.
But isn't that the pepper? That's the pepper.
Yeah, but you could lose a locker room like that as well.
But that is his risk.
That is his risk right now.
Yeah, that's the part that I respect.
Okay,
he believes that he has such a tight-knit group and a control on that locker room and support from the top on down that he can pretty much say whatever he wants about his players, and they have to step up and answer the call. That's on him.
They'll be in the play-in.
Well, and they are shorthanded. That is true. They're very shorthanded. But I was going to say a silver lining, because you know I'm going to give that to you, Perk. I was at this game, and beforehand, I watched Jamal Murray come out to the court, and he worked out for a solid 20 minutes. And at first, the first 10 minutes were flat-footed shooting. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, is this where he's at? Is this all he can do? No. By the end, he was doing a full lateral work. It was really interesting to watch. He is a coming. And you know who else they're missing? Michael Porter Jr. He was also out on the court doing a shorter workout than Jamal Murray was, but he was still out there traveling with the team. It seems like they're still together a little bit, but I do want to help you guys out. I'm gonna do you guys a favor.
What's the favor?
Favor?
You said your best subject was what in school?
Oh, it was
not English.
It was
definition of bellwether. I have it for you.
Wait, here I got you, Perk. I got you. Look, it is a person or thing that shows the existence of a direction or trend. I'm not a very good Vanna White. And then a person or thing that assumes the leadership or forefront as a profession or industry. I still don't know what that means.
Can you use it in a sentence?
No, I cannot. I don't know what bellwether means. How's that for a sentence?
No, that doesn't count. See, take a picture with it, take a screenshot. I know social studies was your best subject, so I just want to
This is amazing.
So let's get to it. Ja Morant, he finished off his 29-point night against the Grizzlies with a tough layup. And then afterwards, a young fan tried to give him a high five. But Ja wasn't having.
You wearing the wrong jersey.
I love it.
You wearing the wrong jersey.
Setting the tone.
Right jersey.
You wearing the wrong jersey.
Here's what he said after the game.
He was disrespectful with the jersey on. You no mercy for the little kid.
Nah, we in Memphis. It looked like he wanted to cheer, but he had that jersey on. I apologized to him, but in that moment, bro, take the jersey off and then dap me up.
Do you expect him back? And you want him back in a Grizzlies jersey next time?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody find his information. I sent him one myself.
Not even the children were spared, but was that even the best beef?
Not even close.
Okay, so let's get to
the best one.
Toronto because the Suns, Devin Booker, visiting Toronto. Now remember, there's no fans at the game, but the Raptors mascot is
Look at the mascot. I love this.
That is the most enormous mascot I've ever seen. I don't even think Robin Lopez.
That's for like a halftime show. Look at Jay Crowder's like, yo, what am I supposed to do? First of all, Jay, there's supposed to be 23,000 people in there.
So there's 6 seconds left, and Devin Booker's at the line here. All right, makes the first one, But look, he's waving at something. Like, what's going on over here? I don't like it. Get out of here.
But see, this is what I don't like. In the NBA, you should not allow this because they don't have a home court advantage. No one's complaining that 23,000 fans are banging things together when you're shooting free throws in Phoenix. You can't be upset that the one person's allowed to be in the building as a mascot.
But isn't it worse to have just one distracting fan?
It doesn't matter. You're a professional.
He made the,
All right,
he made the free throw.
After the game.
It's
he
hilarious.
made the free throw.
Yeah.
But you had issues with the blow up doll.
No, I wouldn't have blown up when it was the other live one. Yes, we hashed it out. We cool now though.
They hashed it out.
Who's that? The
Cool
Migos?
now. Just to recap, what we just saw in a nutshell was Book against the mascot and Ja versus a little kid. So this is scary times in the NBA, apparently. So I want to start with Zach Lowe. Let's bring in our senior NBA writer here. The better beef for you last night was?
I'm a little worried that Devin Booker has unleashed forces that he does not understand.
Yes.
The Raptor is by himself in an empty arena, the saddest mascot in all of pro sports during a pandemic, and you shoo him away to the corner. Look, I'm telling you right now, Devin Booker, the mascot community is tight-knit. You do not want to alienate them. You want to be in a playoff series in Utah against the Jazz? Jazz Bear is going to be sneaking into your hotel room at 3 in the morning, waking you up or poisoning your food. Chuck the Condor, you get the Clippers
that is
and
the
Chuck
scariest
the Condor
mascot in the NBA.
He's not gonna forget. Devin Booker, you unleash forces, man. You don't even know what's going on.
If
my
Chuck
Lord.
the Condor, if I woke up and I saw Chuck the Condor staring me down,
you'd have bigger issues than just that. Let's just first stop. If that's what you're waking up and seeing, we got to have a long talk.
Well, yeah, we should probably
have a long talk, yeah.
Richard, which one for the beef for you?
It's definitely the Devin Booker thing. And it's because, one, it's funny. One, look, I understand, hey, a fan, don't go into that arena and then try and dap up the wrong player wearing the wrong jersey. Now, to the Devin Booker thing, I get it, and you should take any advantage you can. I think if I was the NBA, I would like, hey, look, that fan can do whatever they want. The Toronto Raptors are allowed to have a home court advantage. And if it's one person standing there and doing that, there is no issue. There's no issue, so I like that one.
Is there a person inside the blow-up Raptor?
Yes.
Who is it?
Is it the same? It's Richard.
Yes.
It was Richard. It was Richard.
Right. I'm going with Ja Morant because I'm looking at it a little deeper. I think Ja Morant, everything he does has an agenda behind it in a great way, and it's nothing personal towards the kids. But I think he's sending a message to Memphis. Like, look, you know how some arenas like the Rockets, right? Some teams, they only have a packed out house when the Lakers come in town. Well, Ja Morant is saying, I don't care who's in town, you better be wearing Memphis Grizzlies gear. This wasn't a shot at it.
I'm with it.
Yeah, this is what I like. Yeah, no, this is my house. Not Steph Curry's, not Clay's, not Steve Kerr. This Ja Morant crib.
Well, and he let it be known, and then he doubled down and tripled down on Twitter afterwards. But the Raptors video, that was the most fantastic thing that I saw last night. It was absolutely incredible, and what makes it even better is I got to rob it from Richard's segment, That's Rich, but I'm told that you still somehow have enough fresh material for a new installment.
I hope it ain't the same material.
That's it. Damn right we do. That's what we do. That Rich. Look, listen. Listen, you ready?
No.
You ready?
No.
Let's go. Come on now. Where's the camera? Are we going? Come on, man. Come on. Look.
Why do you have money hanging out your jacket?
Oh, it's no worries. We'll get to that later. Now, look. As a member of the High Council, I must make sure that you understand that when you make mistakes, you can end up on this. All right? Roll the tape. These are some of the best things that you will ever see. Watch all of these individuals go rogue. You want to see a rogue guy? Watch this. Go ahead. Let's show it. Roll the tape.
What's his name?
I don't even know what his name is. You know why? Look at that. Look at that dunk. You can't play this game. We're going to show it again. How many times? Now, and the game had just started. The score was like 6-8, so it wasn't like he was fatigued. He wasn't fatigued. That's it. Don't go rogue, ladies and gentlemen. Keep with me here. There's a theme. And look, even the greatness of these two future Hall of Famers. Watch this video. You want to see the best transition break you've ever seen? Oh, no, I'm going to fall down. Oh, I'm going to take off. No, I'm not. This is literally, look, even Frank Vogel is just like, who are these two guys? I don't know what we can do. Braun kicks it. First of all, that should have been a violation. Then he trips and falls because he's 900 years old. Russell's got hands the size of Malika, so he couldn't hold on to it. It's a complete problem. And then Hassan Whiteside, the ultimate rogue. This is why you don't go rogue. This is when you join the rogue crew. Look at him. He's apologizing, talking to his teammates, blowing his hands. The game is still going on. What on earth is that? This is why you don't follow people like Che, because this is what you get. You get this. Look at this. And then it's a dunk, and it's over. That's all it is. That's what you get. What do you want a guy to do right here? Now, I know you laughing and giggling. But then we got another one. Kyle Kuzma. Watch what our guy does. He takes 9 steps. 9 steps. Look at all these guys. They talking about they don't want rules. They don't want rules.
I did this before.
You did this before? No, you didn't. There's no way. There's no way you took 9 steps. You did. Oh, you did it before?
Yes,
we got it.
I know you had it.
We got this. Look at this.
I know you had it.
This is what you get. Look at this. He's taking 900 steps. This is what happens when you have no rules. Things like this go on. This is not how we want to live our life. There must be order. There must be order.
First of all, excuse me. Let me see your hand. Oh yeah.
Sorry about that. That's fair. But look, all I want to say is here, as a high council member, you must have order. You can't have any nonsense. You can't even these shoes.
You see these?
Look at these shoes.
Can I say something real quick?
What?
In your segment? Look. The Lakers should find Russell Westbrook every time he try to shoot that bank shot. Take it out your repertoire.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
anyways, look, there's more to come on NBA Today. Julius Randle has given the Knicks fans a thumbs down, but I'm giving...
So the expectations, they've changed for Julius Randle and the Knicks, but the team is 20-21 through 41 games after going 20-21 through 41 games last season as well. So the Knicks, their offense has been about the same too, ranking 23rd at just over 108 points per possession both years. The Knicks are back at it tonight. They're hosting the Mavs at 7:30 Eastern right here on ESPN. So let's bring in NBA writer Tim Bontemps, who has been entrenched with the Knicks over the last couple of weeks. Tim, from the outside looking in, Randle versus the Knicks fans, it's been kind of fun to talk about, but what's going on behind the scenes with Randle and the team?
Well, Malika, like you said, this has been a huge story here in New York, where, as you know, the relationship between the fans and the Knicks is a very passionate one, right? And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. And right now it's not very good, specifically for Julius Randle and the Knicks. You go back to Monday night, the Knicks played the Spurs. Julius Randle had 2 points, his lowest point total as a Knick. He gets booed off the court at the end of the fourth quarter in what was a blowout win for New York over the Spurs. And as you guys saw coming into this, Julius Randle talked yesterday to the media. I was there for that. And he clearly is still not happy with the situation in New York right now. And if you go back to last year, as you showed in that graphic, the Knicks have the same record as they did last year. The difference was Julius Randle was shooting 10 points better from three-point range and was on his way to making the All-Star team and being an All-NBA level player. And this year, he is not playing at nearly that kind of level, and the fans here have come to expect that. And so they're asking for more from him, and he is clearly frustrated both with his own play and with the reception he's getting from the fans. And it's going to be very interesting to see tonight against a streaking Mavericks team with Luka Doncic coming in here to MSG, if he can get things going and what the reception will be. Because, this is something that's not going to go away in one day or in one game. It's probably going to take a little while. And at some point, Julius is going to have to try to turn things around with his relationship with the fans.
Absolutely. The bar has been set, and we know Knicks fans, they got a taste of it last year, and they just want a little bit more. Tim Bontemps, thank you so much for joining us. I do want to come back with Perk and Richard, though, because we mentioned it earlier in the show. The Knicks' opponent tonight is the Dallas Mavericks, and Tim Bontemps just said it. They have won 6 straight. So, Richard, what's been the key to this resurgence we're seeing?
Well, obviously, Luka Doncic has been playing outstanding. They've been doing a lot of things by committee, but, the Dallas Mavericks are one of those teams. They haven't been out of the first round since they got Luka, and you're waiting for them to kind of make this jump. You're making for Luka to go from, Mr. Lovable, everything from the moment he showed up into this league into one of the baddest, most consistent players in this league. But right now, he's been playing well, doing all the things that you need from him, but it's really just been their team has been playing well.
Well, I think it's more so of the next man up mentality, because Luka has been out, Porzingis has been out. But you have guys like Powell and Maxi Kleber and Bronson
killing.
Cannot finish. That's been killing and stepping up. And on top of that, shout out to J. Kidd, because I see a team, J. Kidd. I see a team that has been coming together on the defensive side of things, you know, on their defensive side of things, rotating, helping the helper, doing all the little things that matter. And they're playing with such joy, whether you're in the starting lineup or not. I watched Tim Hardaway Jr. start for a few games, go to the bench. He still comes in with the right mindset. That speaks of togetherness.
Well, and we'll see if the Mavs are going to be able to extend that streak to 7 games. We talked about it. It is almost time to watch it. The Mavs, the Knicks. 7:30 Eastern, followed by the Nets versus the Bulls. Kyrie Irving will be playing in his 3rd game for the season.
Do they deserve to be?
I do feel that way.
Okay. The team has now lost 6 of its last 10 games.
A crusher for Brooklyn.
And there are 2 significant reasons to doubt Brooklyn's future.
It starts with one.
First, the Nets' big 3 has been closer to a big 1 or 2. James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving have only been on the court together for 17 minutes this season.
It's not an ideal situation.
That's a problem because when all 3 players have shared the floor since last year, the Nets have scored almost 130 points per 100 possessions, a mark that would be by far the best in the NBA in that time.
That's nice.
Without that chemistry, well, this team simply isn't playing well. They have the 7th best record in the East since December 1st, while their offense ranks 13th best and their defense ranks 18th.
We're going to get our ass kicked if we don't approach the game in a proper way.
One big issue is that their signature skill, shooting the ball, has fallen off of a cliff. Last year, the Nets were the best shooting team in the league. They ranked 2nd in three-point percentage and 7th in threes per game. But since December 1st, they ranked 29th and 30th in those same categories. These recent metrics don't scream championship, they scream an early exit, especially in the context of a suddenly stacked Eastern Conference.
What's the vibe?
Unless the Nets can come together and start making shots in the second half of this season, it may be another disappointing spring in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Despite some of these recent struggles, the Nets are still title favorites at plus 260. That's according to Caesars.
Lakers are still on the chart.
And they're followed by the Warriors, the Suns, and the Bucks. And Brooklyn's opponent tonight, Chicago, is into the top 10 at 25-1 at the title.
How to play with LeBron and AD, and then now incorporating the Russ. What better team in better situation to compare it to than what the Bucks did last year?
So you heard Melo, and I know you were both football fans. So former LeBron James teammates, they're Lakers, this year's Tampa Bay Bucks, meaning can the Bucks and the Lakers, do they have that in common? Can they both turn it on late, Richard?
Well, look, I'm not going to question guys like LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony. I look at the Nets last year. They were a terrible defensive team. They had one of the best offenses in league history. But come the postseason, they were able to kind of rev it up and start playing higher level defense. And veterans have the ability to do that. That being said, one thing that the Lakers taught us last year is you do not want to be a low
Don't wait
seed.
too long.
Don't wait too long. And all of a sudden, these teams that have all the confidence, all the swagger, and it was a young, inexperienced team that took them out in Phoenix. So, you know, say what you want. They have to get better at being themselves, and I don't know if they know who they are quite yet.
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Well, I'm not putting any stock in the Lakers right now. I mean, this entire season they haven't beaten. I think they only beat 2 teams that had a record above 500. But I'm not going against Tom Brady. Last year I did something along the lines of with my
we
guy
don't care
Teddy.
about Tom Brady. We're asking about the reference.
Relax. I'm diving into what I need to dive in, okay?
Okay.
Not today.
All right.
I don't believe in the Lakers right now.
Thank you.
So that's the end of the announcement. I don't believe in the Lakers right now. Well, they play Sacramento. Do you believe in them against the Kings tonight?
Yeah, but Malika, that's not their goal. Like, you know what I mean? We can't just keep saying, oh, okay, they're turning the page and they're beating a team that's 10 games below 500. Like, again, what are their expectations?
But don't you have to just beat the team that is in front of you to try to get a little bit of
No, but at some point
here?
you just got to show us that you can actually beat a team that's in the same caliber of the conversation as you as well.
So at the end of the day, yes, they're going to beat the Sacramento Kings tonight?
I'm not betting my money on. What are they playing at?
In Sacramento.
How do you smell like chocolate cake this early in the morning? How do you smell like chicken wings and chocolate cake already?
Well, the mascots, they might not be there, so we can see what the Lakers
You can't have chocolate cake for breakfast. Jeez, what's going on here, man? I get next to him, all of a sudden he starts smelling like a baker.
Well, who invited you to sit back
You got
next to
donuts
him?
in your pocket over here? What's over here?
Social distance. Jalen and Jacoby coming up next. We will see you tomorrow right here on NBA Today.
Oh, long live the council.
Is Memphis going to make it 10 in a row? Never done it in franchise history.
I gotta get it, keep my mind on my business. I'ma show you how I'm living.
He has played with so much energy. Paul Stepson has had a triple-double.
If they own you, switch it up.